I've always wondered why they call it stand-up comedy, because if you look around at a stand-up show, you're sure to notice that most everyone is sitting down. But you know who isn't sitting down? The comedian, of course. So I guess now we know why it's called stand-up comedy. Our next comedian truly is one of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway, and we're happy to introduce him to you. Here comes stand-up comic, standing up, of course, Richard Eyre.
All right, so way back when I was younger, as opposed to way back when I was older, I've led an interesting life, is what I'm saying. My mom thought it would be a great idea to bring her young son, me, to work over the weekend because kids like to sit around and do nothing while their parents are working, right? So anyway, I am, of course, bored out of my mind. But fortunately, like any member of my generation, I had a cell phone with me. I, I actually had a flip phone. You never see those anymore. What happened to them? Did a meteorite just come and wipe them all out and we didn't notice because the new smartphone had come out? That's my theory, at least, and I'm sticking to it. So, of course, talking to my friends on the phone, time flies by, and eventually it's time for us to go. And it was the middle of winter, it was snowing, so my mom had parked inside of the garage for the trucks at the company. So there are these huge garage doors that take forever to open, and I'm impatient. So I press the open button, still on my phone, and I lean against what I thought was a wall. It wasn't. So after a few moments, I hear a scream. And typically a scream indicates that there's something wrong in the general vicinity. So I look at my mom, and I realize I'm eye level with her. Now, this was back when I was tiny. I was like a leprechaun. I was this tall. So I of course, know there's something wrong. So I look to the ground because that's where all my problems stem from. All right, let's see, there's an oil stain on the ground there. My feet aren't touching the floor. I'm wearing sneakers in the middle of winter. Kids, don't do that. That's how you get pneumonia, frostbite, brain freeze, not wearing boots in winter. Oh yeah, my feet aren't touching the ground. I should probably mention that. And I, of course, do what any rational human being would do in a situation like this. I start screaming and flailing my arms around like so, as if that's going to provide a solution to the problem. But of course it doesn't, because I am not a bird or a bat or some other winged animal. Like, I know if I want to fly, I need one of those propeller caps, get the propeller spinning. I'm out of there. What had happened was apparently my jacket had caught onto the garage door as it was opening, and thus I was getting lifted up. And of course, jackets weren't designed with this in mind, which to me, absolutely no foresight on the company's part. I mean, this happens every day, right? It's not just me, right? So the jacket snaps, and at this point, I'm a few feet in the air. So I do what any rational human being would do in that situation. I fall, and fall, and fall. And I keep falling. And then he start to rise again. And then I keep falling. I land. Now, guess which part of me fell first? My feet. Because I'm part cat. So anyway, my mom and I are looking at each other, and we burst out laughing because this was the first time it happened to either of us. And then I look at my phone, and not only had I held onto it the entire time, but the force of the fall closed my phone, which, with a flip phone, ends the call. Which means my friend just heard something like this. So, yeah, about that sports game. My voice was deeper then. So, yeah, about that sports game. Ah! Richard? Richard? Meteorite just wipes out his phone. Thank you.
Richard Eyre, that was such a fantastic and entertaining story. Thanks so much for being on Star Makers.
All right, thanks. Thanks for having me. Really, it's been an honor.
It was. I love the way the story ended, where a meteor blew up your friend's phone, just as you predicted at the top of the story. What got you into comedy?
What got me into comedy? Well, it mainly started through I was in theater, then I saw improv, then to stand-up, but I just love being laughed at.
Well, you're a very funny person. I hope you get laughed at plenty. Hey, we'll be right back with more. Hi, I'm Steve Gadlin, the host of Steve Gadlin Star Makers. Thanks so much for watching our video. For more of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and/or Broadway, click on my face to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope to see you again.